This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Style and William Hill. Delighted to be joined with George Groves. We've just seen AJ emphatically knock out Robert Helenius inside 7 rounds after a tentative 7 rounds. Your initial thoughts?
Yeah, it was a great knockout, so that'd be great for the socials. Good enough, you know, he looked a bit nervous, I thought a bit tentative, and it took a little bit while to get going. Helenius wasn't great, but he wasn't awful either. So it's not one to really assess, I think. For the, you can't bet your life on what's next off the back of that performance, but you can't say he's doing bad, but he didn't set the world alight. But good for him, great knockout, spectacular knockout.
Is there concerns with sort of the public's perception of performance? See boos today around the O2. Is it sort of, whilst he got the knockout, it was disappointing sort of 7 rounds before that?
I think it was like pure disappointment. I mean, there was boos, but to be fair to Joshua at that point, I'm like, well, why are you booing already? We're only in like round 3. Like, if it was round 8, 9, 10, 11 and nothing had happened, then yeah, come on, man. People paid a lot of money to come here. But at that point, you're settling into a fight. And Helenius is trying to settle into the fight. He looked loose, but he wasn't committing to any shots. He's not super quick with his hands, so it's not going to be a catch and fire, a quick catch and fire or a quick counter. So he needs a couple of rounds to get going. I thought the boos were harsh, to be honest.
And when you look at that performance now, if there's a Wilder fight next, is there worry where people might compare the performances like, oh, Wilder went 1 round with him, AJ went 7 rounds?
No, I wouldn't really go after the Helenius fight, because Helenius is at the twilight, absolute end of his career, and he's only fought Wilder a year ago. He got iced in a round, he got iced tonight. I'm not sure how many other, I haven't gone through his record completely, how many other times he's been iced, but his punch resistance is not the same. You can tell that because he didn't really get caught much. He went over like it was end of days, and then he was up. He didn't need oxygen, there was no stretcher, so just when you hatch him on the button with a half decent shot, his lights get switched off. So I wouldn't really compare the two performances. If they'd both gone 8 rounds and they were totally different fights, then maybe. But yeah, with Wilder blowing him away in a round and this one going 7, I don't think they're compatible. It's still a pick and fight. Joshua Wilder. There's the best Wilder will certainly beat the Joshua tonight, but a better Joshua could beat a Wilder who can't pull the trigger on a shot. So they've both got to be on their A game and get it right.
Is that what you want next?
Well, yeah, sure. Let's see it. I mean, it sounds like it's happening in Saudi. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good fight. It's a fight worth watching. In the heavyweight division, so there's not always a lot of exciting fights or exciting fighters, but that's certainly an exciting fight. One well worth watching.
Last one for me. Anything upcoming for the podcast? I see you got Declan Taylor's tag on there, but what have you got coming forward?
Yeah, Declan Taylor's tag is on the shirt. Yeah, I managed to see him in action tonight doing his role for Boxing News, so good for him. But yeah, we've got a batch recording, so we've got some stuff going out. We'll have a review of this evening's action. That'll be out Monday morning, so that'll be the next one to look out for. Hit the follow button in your podcast app.
So man, thank you, George. Appreciate it.